I just wanted to show you all what it looked like out here outside of Chicago on the first day of summer. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's beautiful. I got Well Read Black Girl to read tonight. I'm excited to revisit this one because I want to be a well read black girl. And I thought that it's such a good resource for someone, especially if you're getting back into reading. It's such a good resource for that because she gives you a list of black girls who have written, black women, black girls, black women who have written books in that genre. So I'm excited because one thing about me is I'm not one of those people that's gonna read anything. I'm not gonna read just anything. I'm not gonna watch just anything. I'm not just gonna watch any TV show, any movie. I'm not that girl. It's real curated over here. So yeah, I have the DNF stuff. I just DNF the personal librarian not too long ago because it was about you know a it was about a half. Well, she was biracial. She was not half black. She was like a quarter. I don't know. She was like 3/4 black, something like that. She was fair skinned and she was passing, and she became the personal librarian for J.P. Morgan. And then it was kind of gearing up to be a romantic. Have y'all ever seen J.P. Morgan? But yeah, I'm like, I'm not about to do this. That's how curated I am. Hey, hey, hello, hi. I just got back from the movies. Toy Story 5 was cute. It was cute. I love Toy Story. I used to watch it with my little guy all the time. Yeah, so we weren't gonna miss this one. Um, and I'm finishing up Well Read Black Girl. That's what I chose to read last night. And I'm trying to pick my new book. So I've joined so many different challenges. And so I'm trying to find a book that I have. Well, I found a book. I found a book before I started the video, but I am trying to use up these credits I have. I only have like 55 days to use up the credits. No, less than I have less than 50 days to use up the credits, and there are more than 55 credits. 55 hours of credits. That's a lot. So I'm like, okay, I want to read. First of all, I want to read what I have because broke, everybody's broke, and I want to. This is part of my TBR takedown, which I said that was like one of my challenges from the beginning of the year. Anyway, is to take down this physical TBR. I love books and everything, but I want to have books that I want to read, reread, display, share. I just kind of have a hodgepodge of books that I've collected over the years, and so many of which I have never read. That's I'm really trying to take down this TBR, this physical TBR. Um, and I also have like a stack of library books. So I was like, okay, to tackle this issue with the credits, what I'm going to do is um, borrow the audiobook so I can immersive read because I can immersive read a book in one day. Like between what I'm doing um, and like just focusing on the book, I can read a book in a day. And especially like if I'm working, like I just listen to the book. Um, so I'm going to look for all these library books
on Libby, the audios, and I'm just gonna immersive read them. Same with like the books on my shelf that I haven't read. And there are so, I mean, you there's a lot, especially did it stop recording? I don't know when it stopped recording, but I was saying, yeah, like I was showing you there's a bunch of secondhand books down there. Yeah, I don't need to keep that stuff if it's not good, if I don't like it. Um so yeah, I'm gonna get on Libby and search for audios, and I'm gonna read these books and tell you about them. That's good, right? That's why we're here, right? I think you'll like that. I would like that. Furthermore, guys, I'm looking for black books. Um, like preferably because I have joined the anti-brain rot reading challenge, a diversity challenge, and I just joined the 1 million black books challenge, and that's like, well, I don't know if it's over the summer or over the month, but yeah, a lot of these, yeah, a lot of most of the ones I'm gonna do first are gonna be black books. So, hope that made sense. I'm gonna repeat it anytime again anyway, but yeah. Y'all are not gonna believe this. Look at all the books I found. I um this was just a random random idea I had. Look at all the books I found. I already found like just on one shelf. These are I found audiobooks for all of this. I found six. Yes, I found six books. Just and I know I can get some more of those, but like I said, I'm prioritizing black authors. Six books from my shelf. Okay, technically, I did not find this Jay-Z audiobook, but I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to read Decoded, and I found a different audiobook called Jay-Z by Michael Eric Dyson. So, let me get this to go down a little bit. So, I'm just gonna tandem listen to that audiobook while I listen to or while I read Decoded. Yo, check it out. So, damn it. Okay, I was trying to, because Decoded is bigger than the Vanishing Half. I'm new at this. True to it, but whatever. So, You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Imezi. I just bought this. Been curious about it for a minute. Heard it was fire. Found the audiobook. I just found this at like secondhand store. Another reason, like another thing, like if since I have these audios, like I'm probably not gonna DNF this. I'm just gonna listen to it. If I don't like it, it is what it is. But I got this second half recently. The Man of Many Fathers is a memoir by Roy Wood Jr. And I also heard this was good. I mean, honestly, they say all books are good. Everything is good. Oh, this is good. This is good. Anyway, I'm gonna check that out. I like a memoir. I like a good memoir. I think he's funny. From what I remember of him, funny. You know, and I love it. Hey, it's going in the stack. I found the audiobook for the fire the Fire This Time by Jesmyn Ward. This is going to be my first Jesmyn Ward book, and I'm excited because for a minute I was mixing her up with N.K. Jemisin. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me for that. I just was confusing them. So I'm excited. I'm re-excited again to try to check her out. I I don't have anything against N.K. Jemisin, but I tried to read The City We Became, and I was like, girl, what the on? So that's probably not the. I probably need to read something else by her first. Then this one, I randomly got the library sale for $1. It wasn't even $1. I got a box of books for a bag of books for $3. This was one of them. I actually just seen the League of Extraordinary Readers were talking about books that have storylines that are about passing, and I've always been curious about that. I love a good passing story. Love a good passing story. But I'm picky. Like, I'm not. I was saying in a video, I don't know if y'all caught it, but I DNF'd The Personal Librarian because it was a story about a passing family. The dad was black, the mom was like half black, but all the kids were like light passing. They were able to pass, and it wasn't just 2 kids. It was like 3, 4, 5 kids. And the dad didn't want them passing, and so he left. First off, I would think that a family like that would be a rainbow of kids. Okay, let me put this book down because it's not about this book. I would think a family like that would be a rainbow of kids. But they were all trying to pass with the mom, and the dad was like, I'm leaving. Then the oldest girl, she's like, scholarly, and she gets this job. She gets this job working for JP Morgan as his personal librarian. But then I was getting like hints and also something that I had heard kind of like in the reviews and stuff. I was getting the feeling that it was about to be a love story between this passing woman who was, this is what they felt they needed to do to survive. And she wanted to be a librarian. She was good at it. And JP Morgan, who was what? Married but not married? I don't know. Have y'all ever seen JP Morgan? Okay, have you all ever seen a picture of JP Morgan? I found a picture of JP Morgan. I'm gonna put it right here. So I DNF the personal librarian. You're not about to piss on me and tell me it's raining. Sorry to that book, and I'm sorry to the book's fans. Never mind. I'm gonna move on. The Vanishing Half. Back to the Vanishing Half. They said that this was a passing story, so I'm gonna check this out. Found the audiobook. And then the last one is Jay-Z Decoded. Now, I love Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. And I know that there's a lot of discourse around Jay-Z right now. Okay, wait, is this the back of the book? There's his name. I know there's a lot of discourse around Jay-Z right now, but I've always loved Jay-Z. And I'm not trying to be like I'm like all for the capitalist pigs or anything. Like, y'all need to give us a little bit more grace and nuance in that conversation. Anyway, it's sad how long this has been on my TBR. I did, maybe I will return it. I'm not gonna say where I got it. And yeah, since he just came out, he just came back out on the stage and did that performance. I just saw a commercial for Secret where they took down his locks. That was dope. And yeah, people are talking about him. So I'm like, it's time for me to read that book. And so yeah, I found 6 books just that fast. And bam. This is gonna be my TBR for the next week or so. I'm excited because this is an impossible task, but I want to do it. Now I want to do it. I've never been to this site. Love a new library. Look at this window.
How cool is that? That is gorgeous. Project Windows. They got all kinds of stuff up in there. This is beautiful. They got like an atrium. You can sit out there and read. How nice is that? Oh, I need to sign up for the summer. My goodness. This must be a new branch. This is gorgeous. Ooh, they have a... Whoa. Never see these again anymore. And
Back with another installment. Talked about Well-Read Black Girl in a live earlier, and I'm having trouble. I'm not sure if the lives are saving properly, so I'm just going to make sure that I recap on this video too. It was better than I even remembered. It's an anthology of essays and short stories about well-read Black women and their experiences, discovering Black women authors and their just experiences that led up to them becoming well-read Black girls. It was phenomenal. I feel like this is something that I'm probably going to read once a year. Just, to check in on my progress to see how many of these references that I myself have been exposed to. I said before, there's multiple lists in the genres. Like they tell you, like, okay, well, they're not necessarily genres. There's like classic novels, books on Black feminism, books about Black girlhood and friendship, science fiction and fantasy, plays, and poetry by Black women. And then in the back, there is a list of every book mentioned in the whole book. So great resource. I'm so glad I got my copy. So I am trying to do like a book a day because I have the impossible task of creating all these videos and using up these credits. So I've been trying to grab books that I can get on audio, and at the same time books that are on my physical TBR so I can get them out off of my TBR. So I have wanted to read Decoded for a while now, and that's the second book I picked. And I didn't find the audiobook, but I found the audiobook for Jay-Z, Made in America by Michael Eric Dyson. I didn't even know this book existed. And then I was like, I'll read them in tandem. That'll be cool as well, even if it takes me 2 days. But then I started Decoded, and it's like a book. It does have a lot of pictures. It does have a lot of pictures in it, but they never taught Marcus Garvey in our school, Christopher Columbus, their golden rule. That's what that says. But then I started reading and I was like, this is a book. It's like, it's like an art book. You ever seen an art book? Art books have big, beautiful pictures in them, but then, the text is actually really small. So he's really telling a story with this book. And I'm probably not going to be able to finish it in this like challenge of reading a book a day for the next 50 days. So I'm going to immersive read this one and it'll do. And we'll see how much Decoded I get through. It's so cool. I'm excited about finally cracking it open regardless. Then I got a notification from Libby that said, ding, your audiobook is ready. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get it because hell, I'm reading a book a day anyway. Might as well add it to my other list of audiobooks that I have in queue. Now, I found like 6 books to read, but then this one became available, The 7 Daughters of Dupree. So I will be prioritizing this one because, I had it on hold, and so I'm sure someone's probably next in line. So I'm going to get that one out of the way. The 6 audiobooks I found were you know, I'll be able to keep all of them for the 3 weeks allotted, but I always just give it back when I'm done with it. And then, of course, while I was there, I saw things that I wanted. I was good. I only got 2 other books. I got Black Shield Maiden by Willow Smith and Jess Hindle. This has been on my radar for a while now, and I just couldn't resist it this time. Well, I don't see it in the library very often, but I spotted it today, and I'm a big fan of Will, Jada, Willow, and Jaden. So I've been curious about this for a while, and hopefully I don't have to take this back to the library before I'm done with it. But it says, I'll read the blurb on the back. Or I'm sorry, Tomi Adeyemi, author of Children of Blood and Bone. She writes, intimate, tender, and fiercely epic, with Black Shield Maiden, Willow Smith, and Jess Hindle pull the reader into a rich adventure filled with detailed prose and poignant symbolism. You quickly become captivated by the character of Yafu and her plight as a young woman in a vicious world. With her first foray into literature, Smith proves there is no limit to her boundless imagination and explosive creativity. I knew that. So I'm not surprised at all. That was the first time I ever even read anything about what this book was about. So I be going in blind. I don't mind it. I love it. And then I got this graphic novel, Kiss the Sky, Jimi Hendrix from 1942 to 1970. That's probably just his life. Is I don't know. They put the years there as if it was just like a period, but that sounds like his whole life. This has a really cool bookmark in it. That's gorgeous. And it's interesting because it looks kind of like an album, the way it's shaped, just like a giant square, but it's a graphic novel comic. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to fit that in somewhere. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do, or that's all I wanted to say. You all are going to be seeing a lot of me, sorry, but I'm going to try to keep it reasonable. And yeah, just see how much of these credits I can use up and get out the way. The lives, if you can tune into the lives, that'll be awesome. I'm doing them, kind of early in the morning. So yeah, just look out for them if you're able. Watch the replay. Go ahead and watch the replay if I'm able to get it rendered. Cause yeah, I was having technical difficulties, but I think I figured it out. I think that I need to keep the app open while it's rendering, and then it'll do what it's supposed to do. We will see. Because I don't want to lose the lives. That's really building up that's building up. Lives are fairly easy, and they're building up my minutes needed. And I'll say it again, I am not gonna be doing this, when the summer is over. This is only a summer thing because I backed myself. I'm losing my light. Dang, I'm losing a lot of light. I backed myself into a corner, and now I need to claw my way out of it. So yeah, happy reading. I'll be here.